The first glimmers. In the late 19th century, America was full of small towns and quiet streets. People lived simple lives, unaware that a new form of entertainment was about to appear. A strange device began to circulate, an invention that could make pictures move. At first, people did not trust it. They could not understand how images could appear alive. Shadows danced, faces seemed to breathe, and scenes unfolded as if by magic. Children were mesmerized, laughing and pointing, while older spectators stared, unsure if what they saw was real. Some felt fear, stepping back. Others felt wonder, leaning closer. The earliest machines were small and private. A person would look through a peephole to see the moving pictures. It was an intimate experience, almost secretive, and the feeling of disbelief was strong. Though strange, the machines sparked curiosity. People whispered among themselves, asking how it was possible, whether it was safe, and if it could somehow affect their minds. The arrival of the Nickelodeons. Soon, the first public theaters appeared. They were simple spaces, often converted from old shops or warehouses. These small theaters were called Nickelodeons. For just 5 cents, a person could step into a dark room and witness the magic of moving images. The theaters were modest, rows of chairs, a small screen and flickering light. Yet they quickly became centers of fascination. The first films were short, simple, and sometimes shocking. A train rushing toward the camera would make spectators jump back in fear. Magicians performing impossible tricks would elicit gasps. Children clapped and laughed at dancing figures. Adults whispered in awe or shook their heads in disbelief. Despite the simplicity, people began to talk about the experience. Families shared stories as they walked home. Children reenacted scenes in the streets. What had begun as fear slowly turned into delight and fascination. Fear, distrust, and moral panic. Not everyone welcomed the moving pictures. Some people worried about their influence. Newspapers warned of moral danger. Clergy and critics called the machines the devil's lantern, claiming that the moving images could corrupt young minds. Town meetings were held to debate the presence of Nickelodeons. Parents hesitated to let their children enter the dark rooms. Some refused to go themselves. Suspicion was everywhere, but curiosity continued to grow. Stories of first-time moviegoers spread quickly. People described their shock at seeing trains, fights, or animals on screen. Some fainted, some laughed uncontrollably, and some were so startled that they could not sit through the entire film. Despite fear, the fascination with this new medium could not be denied. Communities slowly began to accept the theaters as part of life, cautiously at first, but increasingly with excitement. Wonder and community. The theaters became places of shared experience. Families came together, friends gathered to watch films, and strangers became united by laughter, shock, and awe. Children played out the films at home, mimicking the dancing figures, the daring stunts, and the adventures. Adults talked about what they had seen, reliving the scenes in conversation. The experience was communal and intimate, and it shaped the way people thought about storytelling. These early films, though brief, carried immense emotional weight. The combination of light, motion, and music allowed audiences to experience fear, joy, and wonder, all in a single sitting. Growth and evolution. Over the years, Nickelodeons grew larger. They became ornate theaters, with decorations, curtains, and live music to accompany the films. The technology improved, films grew longer, and the art of storytelling expanded. The theaters were no longer merely small spaces for short films. They became places where emotions were shared and celebrated. People of all ages experienced suspense, laughter, and amazement together. These theaters helped establish cinema as a cultural force in America. They showed that moving pictures could inspire imagination, create empathy, and connect communities. The magic that had once frightened people now became a source of joy and inspiration. Legacy of the first theaters. Today, movies are everywhere. Multiplexes, streaming services, and home theaters have made moving pictures a daily part of life. Yet it all began in small, dimly lit rooms where people first learned to trust the flickering light on a screen. The first American movie theaters left a lasting legacy. Curiosity, fear, excitement, and wonder. They were the foundation of a cultural phenomenon that continues to shape how we see the world. Even now, when we watch a film, we are connected to those first audiences. Children and adults laughing, gasping, and marveling at the impossible ma.